You're listening to the Happy Tracks podcast. In this episode, I shine light on the ways that you're getting messages from yourself but are opting to ignore. Get ready to be called out on your own self-sabotage. Stay tuned. Hey, I'm Taylor, founder of the travel blog Taylor's Tracks, personal development junkie, and pursuer of happiness. I help women have breakthrough experiences so that you can live a happier and healthier life that is so good you won't need a vacation from it. I believe that happiness is an inside job, so this podcast is dedicated to delivering weekly actionable tips that combine spirituality, personal development, and well-being practices that will help you live your best life, find pure joy every day, and realize your true power. Are you ready to meet your best self? Let's get started. This is the Happy Tracks podcast. Hello, beautiful, wonderful people. Welcome back to the podcast. If you are a regular listener, if not, hello, you're also welcome. And I'm so excited to have you here. So, today's topic on are you choosing to ignore yourself is one that I just felt very, very passionate and called to record on the spot. So let me give you a little bit of background first. This morning, I watched a TED Talk by the absolutely fabulous and wonderful Emily Nagoski. I think I'm saying her last name right. She is the author of the book Come As You Are, which is completely wonderful, and I believe everyone should read. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I am very, very interested and passionate and love to learn about sex. I think it's very important for our connection with our bodies and with our minds. And the connection to sex and our minds is something that a lot of people don't talk about, but it's completely related, all of it. Anyways, that gets into a whole another topic that I could talk about for a completely separate episode, which I definitely will at some point. But Emily Nagoski's TED Talk was the truth about unwanted arousal. And she went on to explain how the brain is connected to arousal, our thoughts. She got into Pavlov's dogs and sexual stimuli. And don't listen to me talk about the science behind it because I learn about it, but I can't explain it as well. So I definitely recommend going to watch this TED Talk, and I'll link it in the show notes so that you guys can go and watch it. It's only about 15 minutes and it's well worth it. And she was talking about how, and she had this quote in it that was along the lines of, "My genitals don't tell you what I do or don't like, I do." And as soon as she said that line, there was just like a light bulb that clicked for me. And a message came through that I think really needs to be spoken about more, really needs to become public knowledge. And that's that we need to listen to what people are saying just as much as we also need to listen to what we are saying. So in this video, she was talking in the sense of sex and how a woman being wet does not equal arousal. That she can become wet from sexual stimuli, even though her brain is like, no, I'm not turned on right now. Being wet does not mean that a woman is ready. And how we need to listen to what a woman says to know when she's ready. Because she is truly the only one who knows when she is. Because it's all in her head. It's all in her mind. You're not in her head. You're not in her mind. You don't know. And the same goes for men. Men can get aroused and they're not ready either. So, it got me thinking about how much we choose to not listen to ourselves, how much we're opting to ignore the signs and signals that we're receiving, how much we're not listening to our own thoughts, to our own emotions. We're completely disconnected from our bodies, disconnected from our minds. We follow what other people are telling us and what we think is right. But the only way we know what's right for ourselves is from ourselves, is to listen to ourselves. So I ask you, think about this. Pause this episode for a second and think, am I listening to myself? Am I pushing emotions away? Is there anything that I'm suppressing? Whether it be through addictions or choosing to overeat or undereat or control ourselves in certain ways. We live in a society that has so many different things for us to use to escape. Escaping, choosing to go watch TV, choosing to listen to even more podcast episodes, choosing to take in stupid information, though sometimes you do need a good laugh or something stupid. I'm not against that. But are you using any of those as a form of escapism from yourself? Are you using it as a way to not listen to yourself? Are you using it as a way to disconnect from yourself so that you can just feel like you're turning off? And I get it. I totally get it. There have been points in my life where I just wanted to turn off. I'd sit there and be like, oh my God, I just don't want to feel anymore. I don't want to feel anything in this moment. Because I was overwhelmed with all the signs and signals that I was getting from myself. I didn't know what they meant. So choosing to ignore myself felt more simple and easier than facing what I was feeling head on. And before we get any deeper into this episode, I want to make it very clear, and I want you to understand that your feelings and your emotions are not good or bad. They don't mean anything. You do not have to overanalyze them. They are just signals. They are just energy that is moving through you. Notice I say through. Can this energy, can these emotions and feelings become stagnant? Yeah, if you're not doing the work to help them move through. They want to move through. They don't want to hang around in your body. They're just there to help you learn whatever lesson it is that you're learning in this moment. So just remember, your emotions and feelings mean nothing. They are just energy moving through you, and it's your responsibility to get them through, to help them get through, so you can get to the other side and you can learn. That's not to say you just gotta go and dismiss them immediately. That's another way of choosing to ignore yourself. Just dismissing them does nothing. That's not helping them move anywhere. A lot of the times you have to sit and feel your emotions as well. That's part of them helping you, or that's part of helping them move through you. Don't turn off your feelings. Don't suppress them. Don't ignore yourself. They're there for a reason. And I know you're going to want to fight me on this. I know you're going to want to argue with this. And girl, I have been there. What do you mean I got to sit with my anger? What do you mean I got to sit with my disappointment? What do you mean I have to sit overthinking with this obsession? Feel it. Don't get angry about it. Don't judge it. Feel it, and then help it move through without completely dismissing it and ignoring yourself. So, I made a few notes for this episode. Normally I just go on and speak the whole thing completely unscripted. But I wanted to give you guys some really tangible things that you can see in your life and understand where you're ignoring yourself, where you're choosing to ignore yourself. Because remember, everything is a choice. You are choosing not to listen. And that's okay. That's what you may have been taught. But now you're making the choice to improve yourself. That's why you are listening to this podcast. You are here to live your best goddamn life. You are here to be the super woman, the powerhouse of a woman that you want to be. You're ambitious as fuck, and you are ready to do what it takes to get rid of all the shit, to understand yourself, to go out and live your best life, to do so much good in the world, to share your wonderful energy. And this truth that you're choosing to ignore yourself, yeah, that might hurt a little bit. But you're willing to work through it, right? And if you're not, well, you're just going to stay where you are for now then. Maybe you need to come back to this work later, but I bet you're ambitious enough that you want to work on it right now. So, some of the ways that you're self-sabotaging yourself, because yes, that is what all of this is. Not listening to yourself is a form of self-sabotage, because you are always telling yourself exactly what you need, whether it's for your mind, whether it's for your body, whether it's for your soul. You know deep down, but you may not know yet because you're so disconnected, and all it is just taking practice and relearning how to listen to yourself. So for some of those tangible examples, let's look at food. Is there any food that's making you feel bad, really sluggish or tired or gross, or something that maybe you can't digest well? Notice how different things that you're putting into your body make you feel. Your body is physically telling you, yeah, no, girl, that cheese plate was not good for you. We don't like this. That doesn't mean that you're never going to go and have a cheese plate again. You just recognize that you're not going to feel great from it. And sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's nice to have that delicious cheese. But you know the consequences because now you're listening. And some things may be even stronger, like an allergy, and your body's like, yeah, no, fuck that, no more peanuts. Are there people in your life who are making you feel like shit? Are there people in your life who are making you feel so expansive, so light, so excited to be around them? Notice how you feel around people. Do you need to detox some people from your life? Or how much they're in your life? The last episode 15, Does Your Life Need a Detox? Talks all about this and goes much deeper into it. But notice, how are people making you feel? Your friends, your family, your coworkers, people online, who you're following, influencers. Notice what is coming up when you're around a specific person. Are you jealous? Are you angry? Are you irritated? Are you excited for them? Notice. That's listening to yourself. Are you looking at your emotions that come up and labeling them as bad? And then trying to suppress them. Oh, no, I shouldn't feel obsessed. Or, no, I shouldn't feel jealous. I should feel happy for that person. First of all, let's drop the word should. Who said you should or shouldn't? Your emotions are not good or bad. You need to let them work through you in order to truly let them go. If you find yourself being jealous and you keep suppressing it, you keep pushing it away, you're not listening. That's just going to keep it inside you. You got to work it out. Your body's saying, hi, we're jealous. Is there something up with this situation, or is there something up with you? Usually it's something that's up with you. And how can you get through it? Listen, your body and mind will tell you how to get through it. Usually it's just letting it be and letting it go without judgment. Are there thoughts that continue to arise that make you feel low vibe? And are you continuing to pretend that they're not happening? Are you completely ignoring them? Or are you choosing to listen and notice what you're thinking? Are you aware of your thoughts? Yes, I know it's impossible to be aware of all your thoughts. The amount of thoughts we have in a day is completely freaking ridiculous. That's why we have a subconscious mind. They take care of a lot, but bringing some of those subconscious thoughts to the surface. Are you listening to what you're saying to yourself over and over and over? Are you recognizing what kinds of thoughts you need to drop? What kinds of thoughts you need to bring into your life that are going to uplift you? Are there activities that you're doing that don't uplift you? Is your body telling you today, nah girl, lifting those weights is not what we have planned. It's not what we're feeling. Is your body calling you to do some extra stretching or an extra large or an extra long yoga practice? Or is your body telling you, no, you need to pick up that extra heavy weights today? Is it telling you that you're craving that power, that force, that masculine energy? Or is it telling you to back off and take it easy? How many times, I know, if you're anything like me, which I'm sure you are if you're listening to this podcast, how many times are you ignoring yourself when your body and mind are telling you to take a fucking rest? Probably all the time you're ignoring yourself. Start listening to what your body needs before you get to burnout. Because I've been to burnout. I have been there. And it's an exhausting place to be that I don't wish upon anyone. Mentally and physically. So draining. So notice what activities, doesn't have to be physical either, are uplifting you. Some days I sit down to watch TV and I'm just like, ugh, this feels gross. I don't want this right now. Other days I binge all the Twilight movies that day and it feels great. Notice that you're going to feel different from day to day as well. This listening to yourself, this reconnecting with yourself never ends, but I promise it gets easier the more you do it and the more you practice it. And that's when you're going to tap into your inner power. That's when you're reconnecting with yourself. That's when life is just going to be so much more effortless and you stop asking how, and it just starts happening. It's basically like magic and it's fabulous. What about during your menstrual cycle? Are you noticing how your body feels through all the different phases? Are you pushing yourself through certain parts of your phases when really you should be relaxing and being more calm and turning inward? A fabulous book on this is Do Less by Kate Northrup, especially if you're an entrepreneur. It talks about how to create your work schedule with your menstrual cycle. And there are different times during your cycle that you are meant to be putting yourself out there versus turning inward. And once they're pointed out to you, you're just like, oh, this is so much easier to listen to myself now. Because you were given a little tip, you were given a little clue. There's no shame in that either. Sometimes we need that little push. That's why you're listening to this podcast. You're hoping for some clues that are going to help you understand yourself a little bit better. That will help you up level. They'll help you live your best life. That's perfectly okay. So during your cycle, where are you forcing things? Where do you need to back off? When do you need to take it easy on yourself? What about with your yoni? Your yoni is the Sanskrit word for sacred place, which is your vulva and your vagina and your clitoris. Does she want some love? Or are you completely ignoring all the feelings you're feeling down there? Is she giving you signs that she wants to have some fun, that she wants you to explore, that she wants to be left the hell alone? Each and every part of your body and your mind are always giving you signs. Some of them are as easy as recognizing that you're thirsty, that you're dehydrated, that you need some water. Some are telling you what kind of workout you need. Some are telling you what thoughts you need to let go of. Some signs are telling you to slow down. Some signs are telling you to speed up. Some signs are telling you to get away from that boy. Some signs are telling you to love yourself more. You are always getting signs, and you are always being directed by yourself. You know and have all of the answers within you already. Trust yourself. Trust that you know. Trust that you have all the love and power within you already. You are the only one who will ever truly know what it is that you need. And it's your responsibility to listen to yourself, to act on that. And it's also your responsibility to voice that to others. You can't control whether or not someone's going to listen to you, but you can control your own voice, what you say, what you put out there. So speak up for yourself. Listen to yourself first. And the words, your truth, your trust, your love, your power is all going to follow as soon as you start listening and reconnecting with yourself. I think that was a really powerful episode. I hope that you enjoyed it and that it served you. Journal prompt from this episode is: where are you not listening to yourself, and where can you listen to yourself more? If you loved this, if you really connected with this episode, please share this with whoever you believe needs to hear this. Take a screenshot, share it on your Instagram stories, and tag me at Taylor's Tracks, or send me a DM and discuss more. I am always so happy to help you and teach you how to reconnect with yourself more, because the power in reconnecting with yourself means you grow your self-worth, means you grow exponentially in all areas of life, and have things come to you so effortlessly. This is what my coaching does. So if you ever have any questions on how you can really become the fierce, feminine woman that you want to be, girl, we are meant to work together then. So I invite you to reach out if any of this really resonates with you. Let's discuss further. As always, you can find more content on my Instagram at Taylor's Tracks or online at taylorstracks.com. And remember, you are the only person who knows what you truly need. Reconnect with yourself, and you'll find your voice that you can share with the world, because you need to be heard. Have an absolutely fantastic day, you beautiful soul. Talk to you next week.